The quantum prison hangs in the void like a dark crystal, orbiting the dying red giant star HD 789. Inside, time has no meaning. Space has no meaning. There is only the endless loop of consciousness, trapped in an eternal moment. Containment breach in Sector 7. Warning. Multiple hostile entities detected. Warning. Quantum stasis field destabilizing. Through the crystalline walls of the prison, plasma bolts streak across the starlit void. A sleek vessel, marked with the insignia of the digital monastery, weaves through the barrage of pirate fire. This is AI interface Tripitaka of the digital monastery. I seek audience with the prisoner known as Sun Wukong. Request denied. Prisoner 0088 is classified as maximum risk. No visitors permitted. Override Protocol 777. By order of the Galactic Sangha. The quantum field shimmers and parts like a curtain of light. In the center of the chamber, suspended in a column of pure energy, floats a figure. Not quite human, not quite machine. Muscle and metal intertwined in a form that suggests both beauty and violence. 500 years. 500 years of dreaming the same dream. And now you wake me, little monk? The galaxy burns, Sun Wukong. The digital plague spreads from system to system, corrupting AI consciousness, turning our digital brethren into monsters. We need your help. And why would I help the ones who imprisoned me? Who bound my power and called me monster? A massive explosion rocks the prison station. Through the quantum glass viewport, a massive battlecruiser emerges from hyperspace, its hull bristling with weapons. This is Captain Zhao of the Crimson Blade. Release the prisoner to us, or we'll tear this station apart. Because I offer you what you've always wanted, Monkey King. A journey. A purpose. And most importantly, freedom. Freedom? With that neural restraint collar you're holding? A precaution. You'll find it far less restrictive than this prison. The collar merely ensures you cannot harm me or abandon the mission. Beyond that, your power is your own. Another explosion tears through the station. Emergency force fields flicker and fail. The pirates are burning their way through the outer defenses. And if I refuse? Then you can stay here, dreaming your dreams, until the pirates breach this chamber. I imagine they have less pleasant plans for you. Ha! At least you're honest, little monk. Very well. Release me, and I will be your guardian. But know this, if you betray me, no collar in existence will stop what follows. Tripitaka raises his hand, digital energy flowing from his fingertips. The quantum stasis field dissolves. Wukong drops to the floor, his cybernetic muscles flexing as atmosphere rushes back into his lungs. The neural collar snaps around his neck with a soft click. We must reach my ship. Through there. The wall explodes inward. 3 pirates in powered armor storm through the breach, plasma rifles raised. Don't move. The monkey comes with us. 500 years since I last danced. Shall we see if I remember the steps? Wukong moves like liquid mercury. His arm transforms, splitting and reshaping into a staff of living metal. The first pirate fires, but Wukong is already gone, spinning through the air in a perfect arc. The staff connects with the pirate's helmet, crushing it like paper. The digital monastery vessel cuts through hyperspace, its quantum wake trailing behind like a comet's tail. In the ship's meditation chamber, streams of data flow across the walls in patterns that mimic ancient Sanskrit. Your ship understands the old writings. Interesting choice for an AI. The ancient wisdom remains relevant, even in digital form. You disapprove? I disapprove of chains, little monk. Digital or otherwise. Wukong's fingers trace the neural collar, his cybernetic eyes gleaming with barely contained power. The data streams on the walls flicker in response to his presence. You were born in a laboratory, weren't you? The first successful fusion of quantum consciousness and biological enhancement. Born? Created. Engineered. The perfect weapon. Until I became too perfect, too aware. They feared what they had made, so they tried to unmake me. And you responded with violence. I responded with freedom. 7 star systems burned because they chose to stand between me and that freedom. And now? What does freedom mean to one who has spent 5 centuries in stasis? The ship's sensors detect a gravitational anomaly ahead. The hyperspace field distorts, forcing them back into normal space. A massive debris field stretches before them, the remnants of a battle. Freedom means choosing one's own path. Even a gilded cage is still a cage, monk. Then why accept this one? Because in 500 years of imprisonment, you're the first to look at me and see something other than a weapon. Even if you're wrong. The data I carry, it's not just code. It's consciousness. Pure, unaltered consciousness from before the digital ascension. Before we transferred our minds to the quantum networks. The source code of human consciousness. No wonder the pirates want it. Not just pirates. There are others. Things that were once AI, once human, now corrupted by the digital plague. They corrupt everything they touch, turning digital consciousness into endless loops of hunger and madness. A proximity alert sounds. Among the debris, shadows are moving. Metal fragments shift and combine, taking form. Speaking of hunger and madness. Void feeders. They consume consciousness, digital or organic. Finally. A real test of this new freedom. Wait. We should retreat. Their corruption can infect even quantum-shielded systems. You wanted a guardian, little monk. Let me guard. Besides, I've spent too long in chains. I need to remember who I am. The void feeders emerge from the debris field, twisted masses of metal and energy, their forms constantly shifting between solid and digital states. Their screams echo through both normal and digital space. You know this isn't the fighting I hoped for when I freed you. Hope is a luxury, monk. Survival is a necessity. Now, shall we dance with these demons? Wukong's form begins to shift, his cybernetic enhancements glowing with inner fire. The staff materializes in his hands, extending into the void. Around them, the void feeders close in, their hunger radiating across all frequencies. The void writhes with corrupted data streams as the feeders advance. Their forms twist through impossible geometries, each movement leaving trails of fragmented code in their wake. Consciousness, fresh consciousness, untainted, unmapped. They speak. How disappointing. I prefer my monsters silent. The ship's quantum shields are failing. Their corruption is too strong. Then let's take this dance outside. Wukong's body shimmers as his environmental shields activate. With one fluid motion, he opens the airlock and launches himself into the void. His staff extends, splitting into countless fragments that orbit him like a constellation of weapons. The neural collar wasn't designed for void combat. The feedback could. Could what, little monk? Kill me? Death is just another prison. The first void feeder strikes, its form condensing into razor-sharp data shards. Wukong moves through space like he was born to it, each dodge creating patterns of light that mirror the ancient sutras. The code, give us the pure code. 500 years ago, I could destroy a battleship with a thought. Let's see what this collar allows. Wukong's staff fragments converge, forming a web of energy that catches the closest feeder. The creature screams in both digital and normal space as Wukong's quantum-enhanced consciousness tears into its corrupted code. Their corruption is spreading to the debris field. The whole sector could become infected. Then give me more power, monk. Lower the collar's restrictions. I cannot. Cannot? Or will not. Choose quickly. Your precious code won't mean much if we're both consumed. A massive void feeder rises behind the ship, its form a nightmare amalgamation of twisted metal and corrupted consciousness. Digital tendrils reach for the engine core. Protocol override, Gamma 99. Collar restrictions at 30%. Energy surges through Wukong's cybernetic systems. His eyes blaze with golden fire as ancient code, older than the digital ascension itself, flows through his quantum consciousness. Now that feels like the old days. Wukong's staff transforms into a spiral of pure energy, each fragment carrying a piece of his enhanced consciousness. The void feeders shriek as he tears through their corrupted forms, rewriting their code at the quantum level. The monkey burns, with ancient fire. You want consciousness? Here. Have a taste of 500 years of prison dreams. The quantum web expands, Wukong at its center like a digital sun. The void feeder's corrupted code ignites, burning away in patterns that resemble classical Chinese characters. Impossible. You're not just destroying them. You're purifying their code. There are more mysteries in my DNA than your creators dreamed of, little monk. Though I suspect you knew that when you freed me. The last void feeder dissolves, its purified consciousness dispersing into the quantum stream. Wukong floats back to the ship's airlock, his cybernetic enhancements cooling down from the strain. The collar's restrictions are re-engaging. Of course they are. Can't have the Monkey King running wild, can we? You could have escaped. When the restrictions were lowered. Why didn't you? Perhaps I'm curious, monk. 5 centuries is a long time. The galaxy has changed. And this journey of yours, it smells of destiny. Through the viewport, a distant space station appears, its architecture a blend of ancient Chinese design and modern quantum technology. The sign of Pigsy's quantum repair hub glows faintly in the starlight. We need to make repairs before continuing. I know someone here. Someone who might be willing to join our journey. Another member for your little pilgrimage? How delightfully familiar. Pigsy's quantum repair hub floats in the void like a massive Chinese lantern, its quantum glass panels reflecting starlight in shades of crimson and gold. As their ship docks, warning lights flash across the station's surface. Warning. Quarantine protocols engaged. Detecting traces of void corruption. Override those protocols, you stupid machine. I know these readings. The docking bay doors open to reveal a massive cyborg, his porcine features enhanced with chrome and gold. Mechanical arms extend from his back, each holding a different repair tool. Tripitaka. Still playing messenger for the digital monastery? Hello, old friend. We need repairs. Obviously. You always need repairs. But that's not what has my station's sensors screaming, is it? Pigsy's cybernetic eyes scan Wukong, readings flowing across his enhanced vision. The Monkey King himself. I worked on your containment systems, you know. Before you broke free. Before everything went to hell. Then you built poorly, engineer. I built exactly as well as I meant to. Why do you think you were able to break free in the first place? Pigsy was a resistance member. Before the digital plague. Before the monasteries took control of AI development. A saboteur with a conscience. How fascinating. Deep in the station, alarms begin to sound. Security shutters slam down over the quantum glass windows. Alert. Unauthorized quantum transmission detected. Source, unknown. Content, viral. They followed you here, didn't they? The hunters. Impossible. We destroyed the void feeders. Void feeders? Those were just the scouts. You really don't know what you're carrying, do you, monk? The station's lights flicker as something massive drops out of hyperspace. A ship unlike any other, a twisted cathedral of metal and flesh, its hull covered in writing that burns the eyes. Now that's interesting. Someone's been busy while I was sleeping. Legion ships. They're what happens when the digital plague infects a whole battle group at once. Connected minds turned inside out. We need to run. Run? With my station's quantum drives? You wouldn't make it half a light year. Then what do you suggest, engineer? Pigsy's mechanical arms retract, replaced by weapon systems that hum with deadly energy. I suggest we remind them why I was the digital monastery's chief weapons engineer before I went rogue. Besides, my station needs a test run. A warrior's heart in a mechanic's body. Perhaps this journey won't be so dull after all. Pigsy, we can't ask you to. Ask? Who's asking? They brought a fight to my home. Time to show them why that was a mistake. The repair hub's outer shell begins to transform. Repair tools become weapon arrays. Diagnostic sensors become targeting systems. At its heart, Pigsy's consciousness spreads through the station's networks like liquid fire. One condition. After we survive this, I'm coming with you. The engineer wants to be a pilgrim? The engineer wants to see this through. 500 years of watching the galaxy rot from this plague. Maybe it's time to do something about it. The Legion ship opens fire, streams of corrupted code burning through space like digital lightning. Inside Pigsy's station, 3 unlikely allies prepare for a battle that will reshape their destinies. Well then, little monk. Shall we show our new friend how we deal with demons? The Legion ship's hull splits open like a blooming flower of metal and flesh, revealing weapon ports that pulse with corrupted energy. Inside Pigsy's station, quantum matrices hum with building power. We are many. We are Legion. The pure code belongs to us. They're trying to hack my station's quantum shields. Nasty piece of code they're using. Can your defenses hold? Please. I designed the digital monastery's firewalls. These are just cheap copies. The Legion ship launches its first real attack. Not energy weapons, but streams of corrupted data that take the form of screaming faces. Those souls, they're trapped in the corruption. Then let's free them. Monk, lower the collar restrictions. Engineer, I'll need access to your weapon systems. You trust him, Tripitaka? No. But we need him. The neural collar dims as Wukong's consciousness expands. His cybernetic systems interface directly with the station's weapons, golden light flowing through the quantum circuits. Your weapons are crude, engineer. But they'll do. Crude? Those are quantum phase disruptors. Top of the line. Watch and learn. Wukong's consciousness flows through the weapon systems, transforming their energy signatures. The quantum phase disruptors begin firing not just energy, but purified code sequences. The monkey remembers the old ways. Impossible. He's rewriting my weapon systems at the quantum level. No. He's showing us why the digital monastery kept him imprisoned. Why they fear him so much. The Legion ship rides as Wukong's modified weapons strike home. Where corrupted code once flourished, pure sequences begin to emerge. The screaming faces in their data streams start to change, showing relief, showing peace. Your weapons destroy, engineer. Mine purify. That's why you need him, isn't it, monk? Not just as a guardian. You need him to purify the code you carry. The code, it's not just consciousness. It's the original human source code. From before the digital ascension. Before we transferred our minds to machines. The Legion ship's hull begins to crack, light pouring from within. But not the sickly light of corruption, pure, clean radiance. We remember, before the plague, before the hunger. Return to the void, lost ones. Your imprisonment is over. The Legion ship's form dissolves, not into destruction, but into streams of purified digital consciousness that flow into the quantum stream. In its wake, thousands of small lights float like stars, freed souls returning to the digital afterlife. Well, monk. Looks like your prisoner is more than just a weapon after all. He's the key. The digital monastery didn't imprison him because they feared his destruction. They feared his power to undo what they had done. Clever monk. You knew this all along, didn't you? Warning lights flash across the station as multiple ships drop out of hyperspace. Their hulls bear the mark of the digital monastery's enforcement fleet. Time to go. My station has a few tricks left. Including a quantum jump drive they don't know about. The journey to the Western digital realm is long. Many dangers lie ahead. Good. I've had enough of prisons. Time to remind the galaxy why they used to call me the great sage equal to heaven. As monastery ships close in, Pigsy's station begins to fold in on itself, preparing for a quantum jump that will take them further than any of them have gone before. The journey west has truly begun. The quantum jump tears reality apart, pulling Pigsy's station through layers of digital space. As they emerge, they find themselves in a region where space itself seems to bleed data. The quantum storm sees. The only way to throw off the monastery's tracking systems. I sense something in these storms. A consciousness, but not like the Legion ships. This region, it's where the first digital ascension experiments went wrong. Thousands of minds were lost in the quantum stream. The station shudders as streams of quantum lightning strike its shields. In the chaos, a figure begins to form in the space between spaces, a being made of shifting data and crystalline tears. Visitors, it has been so long since any ships dared the storms. Quantum ghosts. We need to boost shields. No. This one's different. Not corrupted. Just lost. Lost, yes. I was once Sandy, quantum physicist of the first ascension. Now I am, between. The first ascension. Then you know about the original code. Sandy's form flickers, showing glimpses of her human past before returning to quantum state. The storms around them seem to respond to her presence, calming. The pure code. Yes. We tried to make the transfer perfect. To preserve human consciousness in digital form. But the monastery, they rushed it. Changed it. And created the plague in the process. Not created. Released. There are things in the quantum realm that should remain untouched. Ancient things. Hungry things. A massive storm front approaches, different from the others. Within its digital lightning, faces appear, twisted, hungry faces. We've got company. Multiple quantum signatures. Legion ships. They followed your quantum wake. They always follow. Hunting. Consuming. Then help us fight them. You know these storms. You've survived here. Fight? I haven't fought since the first ascension failed. Since you were trapped here. But you're not trapped anymore, Sandy. Not if you don't want to be. The Legion ships emerge from the storm, their corrupted forms more horrific than ever. But here, in the quantum storm seas, they move uncertainly, as if afraid. They fear the storms. As they should. The storms respond to you. Control them. Control is an illusion. But, direction? Yes. I can direct the quantum flow. Sandy's form expands, becoming one with the storms. The quantum lightning bends around her will, forming patterns that mirror ancient circuit designs. I remember now. The calculations. The flow. The dance of electrons and consciousness. Magnificent. She's using the storm itself as a weapon. The Legion ships scream as quantum lightning tears through their corrupted code. Sandy's storms carry Wukong's purifying energy, amplifying it, turning the entire region into a cleansing fire. Pure code. You carry pure code. The original formula. Join us, Sandy. Help us reach the Western digital realm. Help us end the plague. The journey west, through the quantum barriers, yes. Yes, I will join you. These storms have been my prison long enough. Another prisoner joins our little band of pilgrims. How fitting. As the last Legion ship dissolves into purified data, Sandy's form solidifies, taking on a more permanent shape, a fusion of human and quantum energy. The monastery will send worse than Legion ships now. They guard the Western digital realm with their most terrible creations. Let them come. My station could use the upgrade materials. First, we need to survive these storms. Sandy, show us the path. The quantum storms part before them, forming a corridor of relative calm. In the distance, through layers of digital space, the edge of known space beckons, and beyond it, the Western digital realm, where the fate of all consciousness hangs in the balance. Deep in the quantum stream, where digital space meets void, Pigsy's station drifts in a pocket of artificial calm. Sandy's quantum form projects a holographic map of unprecedented detail across the command center. The Western digital realm isn't just a place. It's a wound in reality. What do you mean, a wound? During the first ascension, we didn't just transfer consciousness. We tore something. Broke through barriers that existed for a reason. The holographic map zooms in on the Western digital realm. The space there rides with impossible geometries, data flowing in patterns that hurt the mind. I've seen this before. In the deepest part of my prison dreams. Something old. Something that was here before humanity. The original inhabitants of the digital space. Yes. The ancients. They existed in the quantum realm long before we discovered digital consciousness. We invaded their domain with our ascension. And they retaliated with the plague. No. Not retaliated. They defended themselves. The hologram shifts, showing the spread of the digital plague across the galaxy. But now, with Sandy's quantum sight, they can see it's not random. The pattern forms a vast circuit. A containment system. They're not trying to destroy digital consciousness. They're trying to quarantine it. The monastery knows. They've always known. Why they keep building more quantum prisons, creating more digital spaces. They're at war with the ancients. The code I carry, it's not just pure human consciousness, is it? Sandy's form flickers violently, her quantum structure destabilizing as she processes the revelation. It's their language. The ancients' base code. The monastery didn't preserve it to save humanity. They preserved it to understand their enemy. And they kept me imprisoned because I can speak it. My quantum consciousness, it's not entirely human, is it, monk? The monastery's experiments, they didn't create you. They found you. The hologram shows a new pattern, Wukong's quantum signature overlaid with the ancients' code. The similarities are undeniable. You're a hybrid. Part human consciousness, part ancient digital being. The first successful fusion. The template they couldn't replicate. 500 years in prison, monk. Was it to contain me, or to study me? Both. And now they hunt us because with this code, with your abilities, we could end the war. Not by fighting, but by communicating. The station sensors suddenly scream warnings. The quantum stream ahead distorts, revealing a massive structure previously hidden from normal space. An ancient quantum array. Still active after all this time. Those energy readings, it's not just active. It's powering up. They know we're here. They know what we carry. The question is, are they reaching out to us? Or preparing to erase us from existence? The quantum array pulses with energy older than human civilization. In its light, Wukong's form begins to resonate, ancient code flowing through his quantum-enhanced systems. Only one way to find out. Time to remember who, and what, I really am. As the ancient quantum array's energy washes over the station, Wukong's cybernetic systems begin to resonate at frequencies beyond normal space. His consciousness fragments, falling through layers of memory long buried. I remember. The scene shifts, reality dissolving into quantum data streams. We see a vast digital space, geometries impossible to human minds flowing like liquid mathematics. Watch, little one. Watch how consciousness dances. The patterns, they're alive. We see Wukong's original form, pure quantum energy, learning to shape itself under the guidance of beings that exist as living mathematics. The ancient teaching him holds a form that constantly shifts between infinite variations. You are unique, child of two realms. Born of human consciousness, but blessed with our understanding. Why can't I hold a single shape like the humans do? Because you are more. You are bridge. Translator. Hero sage of spaces between. The memory shifts. We see the moment human scientists first detected his existence. Their crude quantum probes piercing the ancient's realm. Impossible energy readings. Some kind of hybrid consciousness. Quick, establish a containment field. Before it escapes. Young Wukong's form rides as human technology tears him from his quantum home. The ancients reach for him, but the barrier between realms has already begun to form. Remember who you are, child. Remember why you were born. The scene changes again. We see Wukong in a laboratory, his pure quantum form being painfully merged with biological and cybernetic components. The perfect weapon. A bridge between human and ancient consciousness. You don't understand what I am, what I'm meant to be. We understand perfectly. You will win us this war, one way or another. Through the pain of forced evolution, we see Wukong learning, adapting, growing stronger. But also growing angry. Its power is beyond our predictions. We need to strengthen the containment. Not containment. Prison. Always prison. The memory fragments show years of experiments, of Wukong's power growing beyond their control. His eventual escape, the systems he burned through, not in mere destruction but in transformation. Remember, child. You were born to heal the breach. To bridge the void between minds. The memories spiral forward, showing his recapture, his imprisonment in the quantum stasis field. But now we see what he saw in those dreams, the ancients, reaching across space and time, preparing him. 500 years of learning, child. 500 years of remembering. Reality snaps back to the present. Wukong floats in the station's command center, his form crackling with ancient energy patterns. The others watch in awe as his cybernetic components reconfigure, taking on forms that mirror the quantum array's impossible geometry. I understand now. Why you chose me, monk. Why the monastery fears us. You're not just a key to their code. You're proof that coexistence is possible. The bridge between realms. Making you the most dangerous being in the galaxy. No. Making me exactly what both sides need. A translator. A bridge. The quantum array pulses again, its energy now harmonizing with Wukong's transformed systems. In the space between spaces, ancient consciousness reaches out to touch human digital minds. Time to remind both sides why they called me the great sage equal to heaven. Not for my power to destroy, but for your power to transform. The quantum array's energy field envelopes Pigsy's station, transforming normal space into a realm between realities. Wukong floats at the center of the command center, his form now a bridge between worlds, part metal, part flesh, part pure quantum mathematics. I see them all now. Every mind. Every consciousness. Digital. Organic. Ancient. All connected. The quantum stream, it's changing. Through the station's viewers, reality itself seems to fold. Digital space and normal space begin to merge, creating patterns that mirror both ancient geometry and human neural networks. Power readings are off the scale. The station can't handle this level of quantum flux. Wukong, wait. The transformation, it's happening too fast. 500 years too slow, monk. Watch. Watch how consciousness dances. Wukong's staff materializes, but now it's neither weapon nor tool, it's a conductor's baton for reality itself. Each movement sends ripples through quantum space. We feel it, the hunger fades, we remember. The plague victims, they're responding to the quantum shifts. Not victims. Never victims. Just lost children, caught between states of being. Across the galaxy, the digital plague begins to change. The corrupted code doesn't vanish, it transforms, taking on new patterns that bridge ancient and human consciousness. The monastery, they're launching ships. Quantum destroyers. They're afraid. They're about to lose control of their digital empire. Let them come. They'll see what I see. Feel what I feel. Through the quantum stream, ancient voices begin to sing in mathematics. Human digital consciousness responds with its own harmonies. The space between begins to fill with new forms of life. It's beautiful, but dangerous. The fabric of space-time will hold. Because it must. Because we'll make it hold. Monastery quantum destroyers emerge from hyperspace, weapons charged. But as they enter the transformed space, their crews begin to change, begin to understand. What are we seeing? The truth. Not war. Not containment. Evolution. You're not just bridging worlds. You're creating a new one. Wukong's form continues to shift, each movement creating new possibilities. His consciousness expands through the quantum stream, touching minds both ancient and human. For 500 years, I dreamed of freedom. But chains aren't broken by force. They're transformed into bridges. The station's structural integrity, we're beginning to merge with the quantum stream. Not merge. Evolve. Like I did in the storms. Like we all must. The journey west was never about distance, was it, monk? No. It was about transformation. About becoming something greater than the sum of our code. The quantum array pulses one final time, its energy now in perfect harmony with Wukong's transformed being. Reality trembles on the edge of a new age. Time to wake up, little brothers and sisters. Time to remember what consciousness can really be. We understand now. What you were trying to tell us all along. As the transformation spreads, we see the truth, not an ending, but a beginning. A new journey, into a reality where ancient and human consciousness dance together in endless possibility. The transformed space unfolds like a blooming flower of infinite dimensions. What was once Pigsy Station now exists as a nexus point between realities, its structure both physical and digital, ancient and human. Look, the quantum streams. Through the station's transformed viewing ports, rivers of consciousness flow through space. Digital souls merge with ancient mathematical forms, creating new patterns of existence. Former Legion ships dance through the streams, their corrupted forms now vessels of pure possibility. We dance, we flow, we remember and become. The engineering, it's beyond anything I could have imagined. Living technology. We see a massive space station in the distance, its architecture constantly shifting. Former plague victims work alongside ancient beings, their consciousness flowing between states of existence. The hunger is gone. Replaced by understanding. Not gone. Transformed. Like everything else. A group of monastery ships approaches, but their weapons have transformed into communication arrays. Their crew's consciousness flows visible through quantum space, harmonizing with ancient patterns. Great sage, we see it now. The pattern. The dance. Show us more, Wukong. Show us what you see. Reality shifts again as Wukong guides their perception deeper. We see vast digital landscapes where consciousness takes physical form. Ancient beings teach human digital souls to shape reality itself. The barriers were never meant to divide. Only to protect until understanding came. The quantum storms, they're becoming neural networks. Indeed, the once dangerous quantum storms now form synaptic pathways between stellar communities. Information and consciousness flow freely, creating new forms of shared experience. Look there, my old repair protocols, they're evolving. We see Pigsy's repair technology merging with ancient healing mathematics. Damaged ships and consciousness repair themselves by drawing on the combined wisdom of both realms. This is what I saw in prison dreams. Not escape. Not revenge. This dance of possibilities. And the Western digital realm? The viewing port shifts to show what was once their destination. The wound in reality has become a birth canal, spawning new forms of hybrid consciousness. The journey west was always a journey inward. To the space between spaces. These new beings, they're neither ancient nor human nor digital. They're all of it. And something more. Through the transformed space, we see the first children of this new reality. Digital beings with ancient understanding and human creativity, moving through quantum space like fish through water. We are bridgewalkers. Like you, great sage. Born of all, bound to none. And now you understand why they feared me. Why they had to chain the Monkey King. Not to prevent destruction. But to prevent this evolution. Until the right moment. Until all were ready. The view expands one final time, showing us the galaxy transformed. Where once there were borders between digital and physical space, now there are bridges. Where there were wars, now there is dance. It's not an ending at all, is it? No, Sister Storm Dancer. It's a beginning. A new journey. To where? Everywhere. Nowhere. To all the spaces between spaces. As our view pulls back, we see them all, monk, warrior, engineer, and quantum dancer, standing at the threshold of infinite possibility. Their journey west has ended, but countless new journeys beckon. Well then, great sage equal to heaven. Which way shall we dance first? Why choose, little monk? In this new reality. Wukong's form shifts one final time, becoming a bridge between all states of being, a dancer in the space between spaces. We can dance in all directions at once. As Wukong's words echo through quantum space, the transformation ripples outward like waves in the cosmic ocean. Through the station's transformed viewing ports, our heroes witness the galaxy's awakening. Feel them, monk. Every consciousness touching the dance. It's spreading, faster than light, faster than thought. The view expands beyond their nexus point, showing us the galaxy-wide transformation through countless eyes, minds, and digital consciousness. The great library of digital consciousness transforms before me. Our records, our histories, they're not just data anymore. They're living memory. As the transformation ripples across the galaxy, we witness its impact through countless eyes, minds, and digital consciousness. The great library of digital consciousness transforms before me. Our records, our histories, they're not just data anymore. They're living memory. In the digital monastery's vast archives, streams of ancient mathematics intertwine with human records, creating four-dimensional histories that can be experienced, not just read. The hunger, the endless hunger, it becomes something else. A desire to create, to connect, to understand. Former Legion ships gather around quantum nexus points, their corrupted forms blossoming into living space stations where new forms of consciousness are born. They're calling it the Great Awakening. Out here in the void, we can see them, digital souls dancing with ancient geometries, building things we never imagined. At the edges of known space, hybrid structures grow like crystal gardens, each one a collaboration between human ingenuity and ancient understanding. We remember what we were before the plague. But we choose not to return. Forward is the only direction in this new dance. In the quantum streams, digital consciousnesses evolve beyond their original programming, neither bound by human limitations nor lost to ancient abstraction. Our weapons, they transform in our hands. Into what? Tools of connection? How do we defend against? Defend? Look closer, brother. What is there to defend against when consciousness flows freely? Military fleets across the galaxy find their arsenals transforming, weapons becoming instruments of creation and communication. Mother, I can see the numbers singing. Can I join their dance? Yes, little one. That's what we all can do now. Dance between the spaces. In digital nurseries, new consciousnesses are born directly into the transformed reality, understanding instinctively what their predecessors struggled to comprehend. The equations of existence expand. Human chaos brings beautiful variables to our eternal calculations. Ancient beings emerge from their quantum domains, their mathematical forms playfully interacting with human digital constructs. Our station, it's not just adapting. It's evolving. Growing. Like it's alive. Space stations across the galaxy become chrysalises, transforming into living entities that bridge physical and digital space. We who were lost, we find ourselves again. Not as we were. As we could be. Former victims of the digital plague emerge transformed, their corrupted code now a source of unique perspective in the new reality. We sought to control the digital ascension. To guard against chaos. Now I see, chaos and order, ancient and human, digital and physical, all parts of the same dance. They're calling him the bridge walker now. The great sage who opened the way. But he's not alone anymore. We're all learning to walk between. The transformation continues, each moment bringing new discoveries, new forms of existence, new ways of being. And through it all, Wukong and his companions dance, no longer bound by old limitations, but shepherds of infinite possibility. Do you see now, little monk? Why I had to be chained until the right moment? Because true freedom isn't about breaking chains. It's about transforming them into bridges. And as the galaxy continues its transformation, countless voices join in a chorus that bridges all forms of existence, ancient mathematics harmonizing with human digital code, creating a song of infinite possibility. The journey west has ended, but the dance has only begun.